Citizens, speak out. People across the globe are making use of online social media tools such as Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to organize rallies toward a goal of government reform that brings greater human rights, dignity, democracy, and living conditions. Among the countries where such demonstrations are occurring are Algeria, Argentina, Armenia, Australia, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Belgium, Bolivia, Brazil, Burkina Faso, Chile, China, Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, Croatia, Djibouti, Egypt, France, Greece, Honduras, India, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Italy, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Malaysia, Mauritania, Morocco, North Korea, Oman, Pakistan, Palestine, Panama, Portugal, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Swaziland, Tunisia, Turkey, Turkish Cyprus, United Kingdom, Venezuela, and Yemen.
In Iraq, President Masoud Barzani of the Kurdistan Autonomous Region ordered the government to quickly create a new commission, as well as to schedule early elections in an effort to address recent demands from citizens for more honesty and political opportunity in government. Meanwhile, hundreds of people in the small Adriatic nation of Montenegro held their first rally, organized via Facebook, urging for honesty and more jobs. In China, Associated Press reports that over the past few weeks, over 100 Chinese activists have been questioned, followed, or placed under house arrest, with more having been detained or disappeared due to an apparent concern by the government over the potential for unrest similar to what is already occurring in Arab nations.
In Bahrain, the country's minority Wefaq party eased conditions required for talks aimed at ending the bloodshed from government attacks on protesters calling for reform.
Reuters news agency reported on Tuesday that a Bahraini woman missing since the previous Wednesday's violent suppression of protesters in the city of Manama by the government has been found to have died of gunshot wounds after last being seen driving her car in the city last Wednesday.
In Yemen, after witnessing severe violence used against the unarmed protesters, a growing number of important government officials announced via televised address that they were switching their support to the protesters' side. This includes top-ranking Major General Ali Mohsen Al-Ammar, a commander of the Army's 1st Armored Division, and General Ali Abdullah Aliwa, an advisor to the Supreme Leader of the Army, bringing the total number of senior officers who have defected to 19. The ambassador to the Arab League and 4 of the 6 diplomats at the U.S. Embassy also announced their formal resignation or have said that they are now working for the people of Yemen.
Meanwhile, despite President Ali Abdullah Saleh agreeing to quit in January 2012 after organizing early elections, the protesters have not accepted, saying based on previous experience that they want him out now. Following his country's abstention in the United Nations vote that approved the no-fly zone, Russian President Dmitry Medvedev voiced support on Monday for the UN resolutions that had been passed to protect innocent Libyan civilians. He also called for a rapid end to violence and expressed a desire to assist in mediation. In a meeting with British Prime Minister David Cameron on Tuesday, Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Saud Al Faisal gave positive support for both the stated goals of the no-fly zone as well as the steps to achieve them. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon also urged the regime of Colonel Gaddafi towards full compliance with the demands of the UN Secretary Council for an immediate ceasefire.
Amidst reports from the Libyan government of multiple civilian injuries and casualties due to the airstrikes by the UN-sanctioned coalition, Indonesian reporter Adini Effendi reports she was able to investigate the claims at 2 hospitals in the capital city, Tripoli, where she saw empty ambulances and no incoming patients. In addition, the UK-based Daily Mail reports a 4th mission was called off shortly before an airstrike would have occurred when British Special Air Service identified civilians, including foreign reporters, at a location in Tripoli. Ali Zaidan, an envoy for the revolutionaries' Libyan National Transitional Council, affirmed the citizens' underlying wish for peace, saying that they do not want coalition forces to engage in a ground war on Libyan soil, nor do they wish for the death of Colonel Gaddafi.
On Tuesday, after a coalition plane crashed during a mission over Benghazi, the 2 airmen were able to evacuate and land safely with only minor injuries. Saying that the coalition's no-fly zone is causing more citizens' deaths, Libyan government spokesperson Musa Ibrahim stated that civilians in the city of Zawiya were killed by revolutionaries in the town, not Gaddafi-led forces. However, a Sky News team headed by journalist Alex Crawford chronicled 3 days of being trapped in the same city, where she said that not only did the government shut off all basic services, including internet, mobile phone, water, and electricity, but they also fired upon citizens, along with apartment buildings and vehicles such as ambulances. The reporters said that the government forces even destroyed the city's mosque, razing it to the ground, an event also documented by British Department of Defense aerial photos.
Press TV reports that cities of Misrata and Ajdabiya continue under siege, with government tanks and snipers firing on civilians and 40 people killed in a 24-hour period as of Tuesday, including 4 children, as attacks also continue in Zintan and nearby Yafran with 19 dead there. Speaking about the United States' current leadership role for the UN-sanctioned no-fly zone, US President Barack Obama affirmed the goal of transferring command power to an international body within the coming days, not weeks, after which the US will be a participant only. French Foreign Minister Alain Juppé has proposed that a new political steering committee would take the lead from the US, not the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, as originally discussed. The new committee would be more inclusive in being comprised of both Western and Arab League members.
We are deeply sorrowed by the loss of precious lives and pray for the ceasing of all conflicts, for the harmonious coexistence of people and nations worldwide in freedom, dignity, and peace.
In sorrowful response to these unfortunate world events, Supreme Master Ching Hai lovingly reminds, if the road is wrong, the more we walk on it, the more we go wrong. Any leaders who committed harm to others should stop at once, sincerely repent to God, and act to redeem their mistaken deeds. Then they will be pardoned. Even if humans can't forgive, heaven will.